Hello everyone.
Hey guys.
And welcome to the final podcast of 2015.
I'm excited because it's the final one. Don't get that wrong.
It's
the 19th of December.
It's the 19th of December, which means we're going to see
Star Wars
this evening at 10:10. And are we excited?
Very.
We are very excited.
Waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah. Please don't suck.
Yeah. I got faith.
Yeah. So this episode is going to be slightly different. Still going to be creative. We're going to be talking mainly, though, about Star Wars, the new film, and our favourite sci-fi films and what makes sci-fi so special to us. So let me just take a sip of coffee.
Get yourself ready.
And away we go. So this evening is The Force Awakens, which is the 7th film in the Star Wars franchise. Completely new director. J.J. Abrams did a fantastic job, I think. Yeah, Disney. Did a fantastic job with the Star Trek reboots, which are fantastic films.
Star Trek reboots.
When Disney took over Star Wars,
a bit nervous.
At first I was. Here
we go, Star Wars holiday special all over again.
Yeah, and we're going to have all these different things, and it's just going to neuter it, and it's going to be full of Jar Jar Binkses and Ewoks. You know, but
they fetched in the right director, I think.
From initial reviews, it does seem to be quite a good film.
Coming up and saying it's just epic. It is. So I'm quite looking forward to it. Very excited. It's like being a kid again. Yeah, it is. Watching it, I know we're going to watch it on the cinema, but it's sort of like being a kid when they first appeared on telly. Like, oh my God, Star Wars!
Yeah.
It is.
So basically, then, what's your favourite Star Wars film out of the 6 so far?
Out of the 6 so far, probably be Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And Episode 3. I know people slate Episode 3, basically because of bad acting. Not saying anything about it.
Say no more.
We all know it was because you've seen it. And then it would be Empire Strikes Back in sort of that order.
Yeah.
But Episode 1 and 2, never a fan of. I'll watch them because at the end of the day, Star Wars. Episode 1 to me is too long. They do too much.
Yeah, the problem with Episode 1 was when I seen it as a kid and I was 15 years old, that was brilliant in cinema. Me and my friend Lee Withers went to see it, who's disappeared off the face of the earth and sometimes appears now and again, but that's neither here nor there. That was it was a good film when you first went to see it, but when you see it on repeat viewings, it's like
you kind of notice the look at the tennis ball CGI type thing, and the fact that where the tennis ball was, the CGI character is nowhere near. Yeah.
The scene at the beginning, well, not at the beginning, but when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are talking to Jar Jar, and he's meant to be stood in front of them, and yet they're looking over to the side there. What's going on?
It was, to me, they were rushed. They were your typical sort of George Lucas type thing then.
Yeah, he wanted to do everything CGI, I felt, with that.
He did. Everything was
especially Yoda. Yoda was CGI.
Yeah.
Apart from the Senate scenes on Coruscant when they actually used Frank Oz and the puppetry again. And apparently in Episode 7 they have gone back to that old style.
Apparently, they've spent. There's a little video on YouTube about some of the behind the scenes, and they've gone right through the Stan Winston school again, and the puppets and everything. So Stan Winston does all the Marvel stuff. He's the guy that does the Iron Man.
Yeah, no effects and all that.
He's got a school as well, Stan Winston's School of
character arts.
I think they take like 6 pupils a year, something like that. That's all they take. But some of the stuff's in there is incredible. Yeah. I do recommend actually following his Instagram, because there's a lot of the students that they sort of film then with Instagram, or take photographs of doing artwork, and it's just amazing when you see a perfectly detailed drawing of Iron Man and it's done with 3 pencils. I think no. But it's you see the actual video then of it being incredible school. They
put some good stuff up on their Facebook page as well. In the past few days, they put a lot of Star Wars stuff up, and they've also done like Alien, Terminator, and all that kind of thing. And hopefully, I don't know whether he is involved in this one, but he was involved in, especially the old trilogy. It was Phil Tippett and his studio.
I think it is.
Because I've got the book Sculpting the Galaxy, which is huge, and it shows all the practical models that they use in Star Wars and how to build them. And Phil Tippett was a major thing of that when ILM were first starting out. So hopefully he's involved. And it's good to see video co-pilot, hands on this, Andrew Kramer. Well done, sir.
Man who basically brought After Effects to the world. I know it was an Adobe thing, but if it hadn't been a co-pilot, then you wouldn't see half the stuff that's on YouTube. Basically.
No, because his website, Video Copilot, breaks down After Effects so anybody can use it. And the stuff you can achieve with his software, Element 3D and the packs he's brought out, it's brilliant. So credit to him for that. And I'm looking forward to seeing his name in the credits.
I think it was sort of going that way. I love Return of the Jedi. It's at the time it was the last one, but it's probably one of the best.
Yeah.
And but episode 3 for me stood out just for this, for the fight at the end.
Yeah, Anakin and Obi-Wan.
The fight at the end was probably the best fight so far out of the 6.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we can't say anything about the 7 yet because we're going to see it tonight, but the fight in the third one was just incredible. Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
Because it went on and it was a good battle, because it was a story going all the time that Anakin was slowly losing himself to the dark side, and then he has to fight his mentor and friend Obi-Wan, and it was a brilliant fight. For me, I'd probably put Empire there as the top one, because that was brilliant. Not many films at that time had the bad guys winning. No, it was a bit of a and you had the whole thing with the revelation with Luke and Vader, and then you had the Empire crushing not crushing the rebellion, but giving them a bloody nose on the Battle of Hoth and the rest of it, and Bespin, and then you had Boba Fett appear. It was a fantastic film, Empire Strikes Back. And then out of the prequels, episode 2 has its highlights with the battle on Geonosis in the end. That was quite good. But at the end, it's all CGI again, and there's a thing with the battle I still don't get, and that's where I can't remember her name, Queen Amidala. Oh yeah, Padme falls out of the troop ship. Oh, lands in the sand. And then she's picked up, and she says, "We have to get to the hangar as quickly as possible." How does she know they were going to that hangar? Because at no point did Count Dooku tell them he was going to his hangar. He just buggered off. So how does she know they're going to the hangar? I'm still confused with that one. It's like, hang on a minute. Perhaps she used the Force. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Strange. It did have its highlights of that, and I did like the battle on Camino, Django versus Obi-Wan. Yeah. But the way Django died in that film is, again, poo. It was a bit poo, yeah, because he built him up as a badass. He showed Boba Fett as a little kid, and he's supposed to be like this ultimate bounty hunter, and then Mace Windu just cut his head off. I think he shot at Mace Windu 6 times, he deflects them, does a little twirl and cuts his head off, that's it. It's quite sad in a way. Yeah. I mean, his son flew out of the what's that bloody monster on episode 4? He thrown down in the boss named Tara pit, is it? Oh, you're on about Return of the Jedi now? Yeah, the Sarlacc. Sarlacc, yeah. Yeah, he falls in the barn, yeah. I mean, he flies out of that. Yeah, in the expanded universe, yeah. So, his son's pretty hard, but apparently. What always gets me in that scene as well is when you see Boba lifting up his helmet. I was half expecting his dad's head to fall out. Yeah. He just picks it up. Where's his head? That was quite funny, yeah. And then I remembered it's a PG film, so they probably going to show that. But it's like the original episode 1 minor. There was blood when Darth Maul got cut in half. Yes, which was cut out in the TV edit. Yeah, they removed the blood. The original video of it. It's in the original video of it. It is. So, but anybody that sort of has the DVDs, I beg you, please. I think there's a scene in episode 3 and there's a scene in episode 2 that was cut out. And the scene in episode 3, I think, is where they're escaping. They cut all to jump down into the sewer pipes on the ship and run. And it's probably the worst CGI I've ever seen. Because at one point, they're running through the sewers and it's CGI water. Why do they use CGI water? I don't know. And then they've come up and they're wringing wet. And as the next scene then, they basically go in the hangar and they bone dry. Yeah. So I was like, oh, right. Like, well, I'm glad they cut it out because it looks awful. But... yeah, they did have some continuity issues in Star Wars, including the fight in episode 3 when the lightsabers got swapped, not once but twice, which is quite funny. It is, but yeah, for me, it's definitely going to be Return of the Jedi first. So number 3 has got its issues, but there's a good story to number 3 with Anakin turning. There's a nice little bit in episode 2 with Anakin turning when he decides that he's going to slay everyone at his mother. The Tusken Raiders, yeah. I mean, that was really dark when they introduced that. Yeah. He just sort of came out the tent and started killing everything. Anything that was coming at him, including the children. But what I liked about episode 3 is, again, they took
the darkness even more when he walks into the younglings.
Yeah.
And the one asks him, Master Anakin, what are we going to do? And then he shuts the door.
Yeah.
And, you know, as he falls through the story that he killed every Jedi, he killed all the younglings as well. So, again, it was the dark side of it coming through, which I really liked.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, probably from the prequel trilogy, probably would be episode 3 for me, after Empire. Yeah. But then, of course, the original trilogy.
Awesome.
Fantastic films. Yeah. So I probably would go Empire, Jedi, then A New Hope, then episode 3, episode 2, episode 1 in that order.
Episode 1's got to be last.
Yeah.
It's going to be further than the pecking order I expect after tonight.
Yeah. All subject to change.
It's never going to change.
And what? So we move on now. We've only got about 9 minutes left. We move on to basically what attracts us to sci-fi in general. Well, for me, it's just that sense of
it's space.
It's space. It's travel. Not knowing what's out there, you can imagine anything being out there, any world.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you only got to look up on Google and you look up at our universe.
Yeah.
And where we are, and then I think there's a video that sort of shows you where we are, and then it zooms out. This is our universe, and it zooms out. These are the universe that surrounds us. We are like a speck of dust.
Yeah.
In a field.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, there's got to be something else there.
And your imagination then runs wild. What
Especially
could be out there?
Especially like with the Star Wars stuff, it's Star Trek even. Aliens.
Yeah.
Again. I thought it's growing up in that era as well, I think, me and you, especially with the Aliens, Star Trek, Star Wars. Yeah. There were so many sci-fi films. Space Odyssey, and that was probably one of the greatest bloody sci-fi films you could ever watch. So many sort of space genre type thing.
Yeah,
for sci-fi.
And that's a big attraction thing for me, especially, is just thinking that there could be anything out there right now. There could be a planet like Coruscant out there, Tatooine. More than likely there is one.
Probably, Well, like there's a little town and
because Venus, our no, close to neighbour, that's Mars. Yeah. But Venus, Venus is like Earth's evil twin, so they say, and it's just nothing but boiling temperatures, like Mustafar, then effectively. Yeah. And it's just like a ravaged planet, and just think, wow, if you could go there, you wouldn't last long, but if you could go there for just a brief while. But films, the sci-fi genre, allows you to visit these worlds. Like in Star Trek Into Darkness, the opening scene where Spock's being lowered inside a volcano on an alien world. And then you've got all these different plant colours and vibrance. Yeah.
That's the thing. I think that's what sort of excites me as well, when you see NASA's probes going off or landing on something. And it sounds so daft that you're excited about, I got a more high resolution photograph of Saturn. And one of my first things, have a look at that, and you load it up. And it's probably like the worst high-res photograph as a photographer I've ever seen. Yeah. But you get excited because there's new things to see, and there's new forms on it, there's perhaps new colours that you, whoa, hang on a minute. Yeah. Is
another world at the end of the day.
Why is the ground purple and things like that?
It's like earlier on in the year when they released pictures of Pluto. The first high-res pictures of Pluto that anybody's ever seen, and it's just amazing. It's that sense of wonder when you look at them thinking, oh, what is on that planet? And
there's things with Mars, right, there's the Mars rover doing its rounds at the moment, but it's little things like photographs they've taken of an area, and then they've gone away, and then they've come back, and the area's changed. And we know for a fact there's no storms on Mars, so why are the areas changed? Your mind starts thinking,
and then
it's just that a sense of wondering. I think it is excitement.
And there's that one planet, it's either around Saturn or Jupiter, I can't think it's one of the moons, which is covered in ice, and I think it's water. And I think what is below, because water obviously is what we all come from. Life, is there life on this world?
Wasn't it one of the moons of Saturn that basically they sort of picked up a signal and they got an image of it, basically looked like a city lit up. If you just sort of see NASA space photographs of cities like New York, then they light up, they'd all lit up in colour basically, and it was just this sort of like glow like that, and then it disappeared, and then it sort of come back a couple of times then, and they still to this day don't know what it is. So again, you sort of, especially watching Aliens and things like that.
Cool. And you get like weird like emissions from them, like jets of water suddenly shoot off into space and all the rest. It's amazing. And that's the power of sci-fi films. Like watching it, like Riddick. I love them films.
Awesome film.
you've got that Earth-like element with him because you can relate to Riddick. He's like a warrior person, and then you got all the bounty hunters that are trying to capture him and all that, and you got the different worlds, and then of course you got Star Trek, Star Wars, Serenity,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Very,
that's very Star Warsy again.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah,
portrayed and the planets and how they go to, but again, it gets you in way.
Yeah,
excitement, man. The little outpost is someone's head, if I remember right.
Yeah, it's
head or something.
Oh, what is it? It's when
they go and see the collector.
Yeah, and I can't think of what they call now. It's what thing he is.
Thanos.
Not Thanos. Oh, he's... Help us out, guys. If you know who he is. He's a playable character in Lego Marvel. he's all in purple. He's got like a funny thing. Oh. And he attacks the helicarrier. If you played the game, you know what I'm on about.
Yeah, I think I know you're on about. I can't think of his name.
It's like a Colossus and something like that. Yeah.
I know you're on about.
Yeah. And he's one of the dead one of them, and they go in. It's like a mining outpost. Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
But again, it's sci-fi because you excited about something. Anything sci-fi for me.
So, favourite sci-fi films then to wrap this up? We've got about 3 minutes.
Favourite sci-fi films? It's going to be the Star Wars films. The brand new Star Trek films. I wasn't too fast on the old series of Star Trek. I still like watching the old Captain Kirk episodes. Yeah. Especially with those bloody fribble things.
Oh, tribbles.
They're just fun. And I didn't mind Next Generation. Next Generation? Yeah, Next Generation with old Baldy.
Yeah, Jean-Luc.
And some of the old ones I really like. I mean, the original Aliens.
Yes, Aliens,
Aliens stands out there as probably one of the scariest bloody films I've ever seen. Again, then you got new Marvel stuff. That's out, Guardians of the Galaxy. Sort of going down them genre.
Yeah, and you got...
There's so many.
Yeah.
There is, but anything sort of sci-fi I'll watch. I mean, Chris, I tell you one that probably stands out for you and me as kids was Flight of the Navigator.
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
I mean, to me as a kid, a massive alien ship and a young boy running up into it and being able to fly it. Coolest thing in the freaking world.
Amazing.
But I haven't seen that in so long.
No, I haven't either. Actually, no. Yeah. He bring him back with fireworks, and his brother or somebody.
Yeah, his brother just set off fireworks. And so he knows what he is.
And of course, then we got E.T. as well, which I never really liked.
I still follow that because it's the fact that in it, is there episode 2 at the Senate?
Yeah,
episode 2 at the Senate. There are ETs in one of the Senate chairs, and then you've got E.T. the film who recognises the Star Wars characters, and then when they're out trick or treating, you see E.T. going towards a guy dressed up as Yoda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, trick or treating. Yeah.
And then it's sort of, if you work it out, E.T. can lift stuff with his mind. So what can Jedis do?
Yeah.
So you can try and put it. Hang on a minute. Is E.T. part of the Star Wars world? And if so, is he a Jedi? So yeah, it's kind of hang on a minute. But yeah, that's one of the theories that's going around at the moment. He's a Jedi.
Yeah. What about Alf? Was Alf in there?
Alf was awesome.
Was he in the Senate pod?
He wasn't. No. He'd have been a good Jedi.
Well, anyway,
cats, if I remember right.
I can't remember now. That's a long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away.
The thing is, you can't do stuff like that now because that was this thing. He used to try and get cats. He used to try and lure cats in the house. It was a temptation for him to eat cats or something.
Yeah. Right, we'll wrap it up there, folks. I hope you enjoy it. If you're going to see Star Wars like us, leave your thoughts in the boxes below, wherever you're watching or listening to us. Have a great Christmas and a fantastic New Year, and we'll see you probably the second week in January now, around about the 11th, 12th, whenever that is.
A big smile on our faces.
Yeah. So we'll see you there.
Nobody faints in this.
Like Prometheus when they're operating on her and somebody faints and we had to abandon the film. Yeah. But we did get 3D tickets.
Yeah, we did. I have to go back a bloody week later. I'm not doing that. We've got Christmas next week.
Yeah. All right, folks. We'll see you again soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.